For me, I was self-taught because I tried to learn. I've been in a conservatory where I tried to learn music, who said I wasn't good enough because I came up with a melody that was musically incorrect. But I liked it very much and I liked the atmosphere that it created. So I sort of decided, you know what, man, I'm gonna do me. From there on, from that mentality, I taught myself piano, a bit of bass, thanks to my brother Wasim, and a lot of my musicians friends back in Lebanon. And from there on, when I started getting gigs and stuff, I realized I had a completely different outlook on how music is in terms of like melodic approach and music approach. And that's what people were really attracted to. I taught myself voice because of Mind Loop Studios, the lovely company we're in. You know, a lot of my clients used to ask me like, you know, even as a freelancer, they used to ask me like, oh, can this script fit in a certain amount of time? Can it really, can it sound more glorious or whatever? So I used to do them as like demos just to prove to them that like, oh, it does fit like this and that. And my voice started getting chosen. And then I made the connection like, oh, you know, as a freelancer or as the owner of Mind Loop, if I don't have to pay a freelancer, then obviously that's profit. So I got addicted to the idea and it spiraled completely out of control. So yes, sir, completely taught from zero with every single tone. So on August 2nd, 2012, me and my best friends, Ahmad and Mohammed Omar, were heading back to Tripoli after hanging out in Beirut. Nobody intoxicated, nobody really, you know, causing the accident, but due to the poor roads in Lebanon, unfortunately, and to the lack of light at 2 in the morning, my friend hadn't noticed a taxi that was in front of us that had no backlights until it was a bit too late. And we unfortunately fell from the bridge approximately 3 to 4 stories from what I was told by the police. And I spent a good month in a coma. I'm happy to go public with this, but my heart stopped for 46 seconds and came back to life with no medical assistance whatsoever. My mom was completely shocked, my family was completely shocked, the doctors were completely shocked. And according to Dr. Gabi, shout out to the Dr. Gabi, he said that I'm not 1 in a million, but rather 1 in a billion in terms of survivability rate, let alone the ability to be able to walk again and you know, stand up and sit like this and run and use my hand and everywhere in between. How I reinvented myself is entirely because I had no other choice, right? I'm a school dropout and I've been working since 15. So after the car accident, around half a year in or so, I realized that I'm either gonna go back to school, which means I would have entered university approximately 23, 24, and that's just not gonna cut it because I knew I wanted to do music. I knew I wanted to do something in art and production, and I thought maybe if I just do it, I'll be a little bit more well off than just relearning everything. So the whole reinventing myself thing is entirely accepting the fact that this has happened and I am incomprehensibly lucky to be alive today. You really can reinvent yourself. You really can create yourself from zero and continue on with your passions if they're strong enough. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I really just worked. When I first joined Mind Loop, I was actually the production manager here in Mind Loop for a few months. And I already knew when I went in there, I was having a quick chat with the owner that I would love to be part of this. And I fell in love with the place, with the space, with the production. And being, you know, coming here with quite a bit of experience and doing quite a lot of things around town for a few theme parks, that portfolio was already strong enough to really go to clients with. So instead of doing my job, we decided, you know, why not invest myself in here and really, you know, put in what I had, put in the effort I had, and try to bring in clients. And I fell in love with it. It's a bit different, it's a bit weird, but because I was making music for Arab artists at the early age of 15, 16, I've already been on stage with them from Hamzan and Elisa and a bunch of others. You know, I got used to that when I was young, and it didn't get to my head back then, and it won't here. This is all about work. It's about prolific work that people are interested in, and it's about their lives, their daily lives, and everywhere in between. So it's really important to put that in there. But at the same time, it's like when I went on the cover of Arabian Business back in September 2020, and I went to Mall the Emirates, and I literally found myself right there in Mall the Emirates, and I found myself right there. I was blown away. I was blown away, and like people next to me were like, I'm like, yeah. So I really handled it well because I'm just focused on the quality of work I do. There's such a big community of voiceovers, of incredible talent in the country. But for me, it's I tried to work on myself to innovate new voices for brands instead of like anything. You know, I had to innovate and create new voices. Like when I go with this tone has nothing to do when I go with this tone, and has nothing to do when I go with this tone. And that's what I do. I'm a music composer, sound designer, audio engineer, business owner, and very, very soon going to be opening up a school, first of its kind. That's how I'm using the fame, is to help people, is to grow people. And I'd like to make sure that I got here by the age of 27 by simply not wasting time, by putting in the effort.